Chapter 10. And a very unhappy birthday to poor Jane. It was the perfect day for a birthday party at the Enchanted Lake, and Jane's guests were having a blast. They splashed in the crystalline green water and enjoyed cupcakes off a 3-tiered pastry stand. Several girls in summer dresses gathered around a crystal punch bowl. A periwinkle banner reading Happy Birthday Jane hung above their heads. The banner, of course, was decorated with pink bows. Jane matched the decorations, wearing a new off-the-shoulder pinstriped romper with a fuchsia bow at the waist. The party was a rollicking success, but the birthday girl looked a touch sad. All her birthday wishes hadn't exactly come true. "Looks like Carlos forgot about your birthday," said Chad. The daft prince leaned over the lake and filled a giant squirt gun with water, preparing to surprise his next victim. Jane had been almost 100% sure Carlos would be there. Well, maybe not. Maybe he just took the wrong trail or something. Or you know what? They probably don't celebrate birthdays on the Isle. Maybe it's like a cultural thing, Jane reasoned. Chad snickered. Yeah, or maybe he just forgot your birthday. You never know. Jane wasn't enjoying their little chat. Hey, Chad, look! There's people taking selfies. She pointed out an effort to distract him. Selfies! Guys! Wait! Wait for me! Chad yelped. He couldn't stand the thought of missing out on a good photo op. He handed his precious squirt gun to Jane and sprinted up the hill to join the other students. Jane smiled to herself, pleased to be rid of him. Now, if only Carlos, Mal, and the others would arrive, her birthday would be perfect. Without warning, a fierce wind swept through the party with a whoosh. The music died instantly, and up on the grass a cloud of threatening pink smoke swirled. Jane's guests gasped as Audrey appeared wearing the queen's crown and holding Maleficent's scepter. "Anyone say me a guacamole?" she asked a surprised young man. "No." "Someone forgot to invite me." Audrey swanned around Jane's party just like Maleficent had at the christening years earlier. She plucked a blue frosted cupcake out of a party guest's hand and chucked it to the ground with spite. Jane frowned. Audrey was not the surprised guest she was hoping to see. Audrey smirked. "Don't expect Mal," she told the birthday girl. "She's not feeling herself." Jane furrowed her brow with worry. "Does that make you sad? Ruin everything?" Audrey asked with an insolent tone. Audrey made a show of spinning the scepter and pointing it at the detestable party guests. "Mindless little drones! How could you forget what she did to us? How could you forget that I was supposed to be your queen?" she bellowed. Audrey raised the staff and was about to release havoc on the party when Chad scampered down the hill, waving his hands in the air, frantic to catch her attention. He darted to Audrey's side. Time out! First off, great new look. I absolutely love the feathers," he said, and winked at Audrey. Audrey glared at him with contempt. Chad kept rambling. "Before you do whatever you're going to do, I was wondering if you wanted a loyal boyfriend by your side?" he asked. Audrey rolled her eyes. "Partner in crime? Sidekick?" Chad abandoned all hope of seeming like a brave and gallant prince and pleaded with Audrey. "Or maybe just a lackey to do your bidding? Change tires or smoothie runs?" Chad gave Audrey his best puppy dog eyes, the ones she had never been able to resist when they dated. "You could be useful." "Fine, stand behind me," Audrey conceded. Chad scampered behind Audrey as she gazed over the rest of the loathsome party. "If Ordon likes to forget so much, you'll love this." Audrey strolled menacingly between the scattered guests and sang a creepy rendition of Happy Birthday. Her voice was thick with vengeance. Each time she stopped and stared at a group of teenagers, ominous fog rolled in and put the cluster of students to sleep on the spot. Haughty and imperious, Audrey paraded around the lakeside and spread her curse of endless sleep across the entire party. The spell gave new meaning to the phrase slumber party. Once all the guests were asleep, Audrey stood on top of a rocky cliff and stared down at Jane, who stood alone in the pavilion. "Happy birthday, dear Jane. Happy birthday magical fog rolled closer and closer to the birthday girl. It was sure to put her to sleep the moment it touched her. But Jane, ever so clever, was one step ahead of the sorceress. The enchanted lake, she thought, and waded into the sparkling magical water. Audrey? Asked Chad. Sweet dreams, Audrey incanted, savoring the success of her evil plan. But Audrey didn't see Jane's escape into the lake. The birthday girl held her breath underwater for what felt like forever. Finally, she exhaled and rose to the surface. Gasping for air, she watched Audrey slam her scepter ruthlessly into the ground and disappear with Chad in a cloud of smoke. It was official, Jane thought. This was the worst birthday party ever. King Ben stood in his palace bedroom. He was already late for Jane's party. His meeting had taken more time than he'd hoped, but now he was finished with his official duties for the day, had traded in his formal suit for a casual navy and yellow striped rugby shirt, and could finally go have some fun with his friends. He retrieved Jane's present from his shelf and looked around to see if he was forgetting anything. Ben's cell phone rang. Hey, Jane, I'm on my way to the party, he said apologetically. The meetings ran long. Jane paced along the lake's stone platform and held her pink phone to her ear. She wished her biggest problem was tardy party guests. No, stay where you are, Ben. Audrey's got the scepter, and everyone's asleep, she blurted frantically. She was still trying to understand how the good girl had turned so evil so quickly. I'm going to call Mom and tell her to get the wand. She hung up quickly and, in a frenzy, began to dial Fairy Godmother. Is Mal with you? Jane? Jane? Ben asked an empty phone line. A panicked expression fell over his face.